The era of the big gun is back. President Donald Trump has officially unveiled the USS Defiant, a 35,000-ton Trump-class battleship designed to be the largest and most lethal US surface combatant since World War II, positioned as the centerpiece of a new golden fleet. This massive steel titan aims to redefine naval dominance by merging the brute survival of the 20th century with the hypersonic firepower of the 21st. To understand the USS Defiant, one must first understand what a battleship traditionally represents. Historically, a battleship was defined by two primary characteristics: heavy armor and massive large caliber guns. During the early 20th century, these vessels were the ultimate symbols of national power. According to the historical naval records, the Iowa-class battleship of World War II carried 9 16-inch guns capable of firing 2,700-pound projectiles over 20 miles. They were essentially floating fortresses built to withstand direct hits from enemy shells while delivering devastating broadsides. The battleship's journey towards obsolescence began with the rise of the aircraft carrier during World War II. Naval engagements shifted from line-of-sight gun duels to over-the-horizon strikes. An aircraft carrier could launch planes from 200 miles away, sinking a battleship before its massive guns were even in range. By the late 20th century, the advent of precision-guided anti-ship missiles further marginalized the battleship. A relatively small, cheap missile could theoretically disable a multi-billion-dollar ship, making the massive armor of the battleship seem inefficient compared to the agility of smaller vessels. Consequently, the US Navy decommissioned its last battleship, the USS Missouri, in 1992. The Navy pivoted towards destroyers, which were smaller, faster, and more versatile ships. Destroyers like the Arleigh Burke class became the workhorses of the fleet, focusing on missile defense, anti-submarine warfare, and escorting carriers rather than direct heavy slugging combat. The newly proposed USS Defiant marks a radical departure from recent naval strategy. According to the data released by the US Naval Institute on December 22, 2025, the Defiant will be a more than 35,000-ton warship. The Defiant is envisioned not just as a ship, but as a command and control hub for both manned and unmanned platforms. Unlike previous stealth experiments, this ship will be built of steel and designed with an aesthetic and imposing profile. The Trump administration has outlined a plan to purchase two of these battleships initially, with an ultimate goal of a class comprising 20 to 25 vessels. The USS Defiant is designed to carry a staggering amount of firepower that blends traditional naval artillery with futuristic technology. Based on Naval Sea System Command data, the ship's primary offensive features include 12 conventional prompt strike long-range hypersonic missiles which can travel at a speed exceeding Mach 5, 128 Mach 41 vertical launch system cells capable of firing a mix of Tomahawk cruise missiles and SM-6 interceptors, standard 5-inch guns with the structural margin to eventually house a 32 megajoule railgun, a weapon that uses electromagnetism rather than gunpowder to fire projectiles at hypersonic speeds. Space is reserved for the nuclear-armed sea-launched cruise missile. Defensively, the ship utilizes its massive size to generate immense electric power. Its integrated electrical grid, powered by gas turbines and diesels, is designed to support high-energy direct energy weapons, that is laser weapons. These systems are visioned to intercept incoming missiles and drones at the speed of light, providing a shield that traditional destroyers lack the power generation capacity to maintain. From a common observer, the power of the USS Defiant can be understood through its presence and persistence. While a standard destroyer is like a highly skilled fencer, fast and precise, but fragile, the Defiant is intended to be a heavyweight boxer in full plate armor. Its 35,000-ton displacement allows it to carry more fuel, more food, and significantly more ammunition than any other surface ship. In a layman scenario, where a destroyer might run out of missiles after a few days of high-intensity combat, the Defiant has the magazine depth to stay in the fight for weeks. Furthermore, its ability to house V-22 Osprey tilt-rotor aircraft means it can act as a mini-base, moving troops or supplies across the ocean without needing a full aircraft carrier nearby. With a projected cost of 10 to 15 billion US dollars per vessel, the USS Defiant represents a massive reinvestment in heavy naval power, betting that in a future conflict, the biggest, best protected ship on the horizon will once again be the one that dictates the terms of the ocean.